What's going on, everybody? It's okay now. Thank you so much for all the love and all the comments and everything. It's actually really motivating, and that's what actually got me to make the next one. And I didn't realize that doing the first one would be super easy because that was just an introduction to myself. But the second one is actually becoming very hard. This is the fourth time that I'm actually sitting to actually record this, but hopefully, this one's a good one, and you guys like this one as well. Now, I mentioned in the first one that this is something that I'm doing for myself, and I'll be talking about things that bother me or things that matter to me as well, for that regard. But today, what I want to talk about is actually positioning yourself in a group uh, which helps you grow and which helps you learn and which motivates you and which helps you work harder and harder each day. Now, why is that important? When I was in A levels, I came across a lot of friends who I'm still in touch with today, and really, really happy that I met them. But later on, I started realizing that there's also a group of friends which is not going to help you grow very much. And I'm not saying that those are bad friends. What I'm saying is that it becomes very hard, especially in a city like Karachi, to find some like minded individuals. And it becomes very hard for you to actually focus on what you want to do. When I was in uni, I was stuck here because of me not being able to go abroad, and I used to look up on Snapchat. At that time, Snapchat was the thing, and on Instagram, and I used to see people putting up snaps and stories of them at clubs and having fun and just roaming around the streets of Canada or America and so on and so forth. And it looked really cool, and I was just thinking that, man, why can't I be there? I was supposed to be going to Hong Kong, but I couldn't go, and it became a very toxic environment. Had one or two close friends, best friends who I was with, and unfortunately now we've gone our own ways. But that's not the point. The point is that you will start finding yourself falling into a rut. The reason why I say falling into a rut is because you're not really growing and you're not really developing on something, and that's not always a good thing. Maybe I've matured a little too earlier as compared to many people my age, but I recognized early on is that I need to be, rather forget everyone else, I recognize that I need to be moving forward and I need to be developing in my career, and I need to be developing my personality, and I need to be developing my thought processes and so on and so forth. And what I've managed to do is over the past year and a half now, I'd rather say, is that I've managed to associate myself in a group of people who are older than me, and that's great because I can learn a lot from them, and I can see and I can learn from their mistakes also. One of my mentors, and I would actually say closest friends, he's like an elder brother. He went through a very similar situation than I did. I'm not going to take his name, but hopefully if you're watching it, you know who you are. And I see that we think in a very similar manner. And what's awesome is that even though he's gone through shit, he's still a great person and a genuine person, always there to help people. And always, always learning and growing and developing and mastering the craft that he does. And that's what I want to talk about essentially. Find a group of people in which you know you will grow. If that there's a saying, and I'm pretty sure everyone's parents said this to them as well, um, you know, you are the result of the average of your five close friends. And I've started to realize that's actually kind of true because I see that, especially when kids come to me at Cedar and they ask me for help and they just need some guidance. And I ask them, who are your friends? And I see also who their friends are. And I've noticed that people tend to sit and dwell, and it sucks because they can't really go to those friends because those friends don't have those issues. And I'm not saying that they should, but those friends can't relate. And that's when you also start to need to recognize that you need to find a group of people that you can relate to, that you can relate to. Maybe they won't be able to relate to you, but you need to relate to them because you can learn from that. You can learn from their mistakes, you can learn from their issues, and you can learn from their successes as well, especially their successes. Now, everyone needs to find their own path, everyone needs to find their own rhythm and riff, and it's only how you will figure that out by actually interacting with people. There's an element of hard work that I want to bring into this. Working hard for me is super important because I know without me working hard, I won't be able to go anywhere. I'm not someone who works smart. I don't know what that means, but what I do know what working hard means. And for me, that's actually giving endless hours to whatever I need to do so that I can accomplish whatever I want to do. If I want an iPhone, I very well have to work hard to make the money to get that iPhone. If I want to drive an Audi A6 or an A8 or whatever that might be, even if it's something, yeah, even if it is something materialistic, I know I got to work hard to get there. I know I got to work hard to be able to get what I want. And I think people need to recognize that as well. Mommy and daddy aren't always going to be around to help you get what you want. And I'm not trying to preach here. Please don't think that I am. But what I want everyone to understand and recognize is that in today's day and age, things are going to come to you as easily as it did for your parents a couple of years ago, 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago. Times have changed, and now the time of you actually working hard is going to help you. It's now when I released the first episode, I got a couple of messages from people saying that, it's so awesome to see you do this. I've heard a lot about you from outside, and they've always said good things about you, and hopefully you will get to where you want to be. And that was so motivating because that made me realize that my hard work is getting recognized by people. Um, it's it's very easy for you to think that your hard work isn't getting you anywhere, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to get to the place you want to go. It also doesn't mean that you're going to get recognized instantly. It's not like Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat where you could put up a nice picture and then get a lot of likes and have instant gratification. Hard work is something that requires you to be very patient for you to feel that gratification that you really want to feel. And that's something that each day I start to feel more and more, and I've started to become grateful for that as well. So there's an element of gratitude in here as well. Now, I'm going to keep this one short, and I hope that the message was put across is that associate yourselves in a group of people in which you can learn. Without those people, I know I wouldn't be where I am right now. I could very well be sitting at a dhaba rather than coming into work and editing a couple of videos for tuition guys and so on and so forth. It's a Sunday. I don't know when this gets released, but the day I shot this, it was a Sunday. And since 12, I've just been working, and it's now 5. And I know I have a long day ahead. And I'm not putting myself on a pedestal, and by all means, I'm not saying become like me and be me. Be yourself and find your own riff, but that doesn't mean you stop working hard. Yes, balance is key, balance is very important, but at the end of the day, work hard, because that I truly do feel is what's going to get you places. You could be smart as hell, but you need to be putting in the effort and the work to get to where you want to be. And it's very simple. It's a very simple thought, and you've heard it many, many, many times. I'm sure. I'm 100% sure of that. You'll find if you're one of those students or people who have been told that you have great potential and that you're very sharp, but you're not putting in the effort towards that. Trust me, that might not get you to where you want to be. And I'm not saying have crazy ambitions and crazy aspirations. I know I do, and this is where everyone is different. And this is about me voicing what I want to voice. So hope that this made sense to you. Seems a bit all over the place, but that's the message. I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, take care.